Are we screaming the intro? Or?
Hey, I say we make it super awkward and then somebody just goes for it and then we'll just roll, you know?
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Gear Hank Season 2, Episode 3, let's go! Oh,
Dude,
wait.
it's episode 4, baby!
Episode
Season
4.
2, episode 4!
Oh, dang it!
Hey guys, I'm Jason.
I'm Gideon.
And this is Gear Hang. Gear Hangs. Gear Hangs.
Gear Hanks.
We're back, y'all!
Gear Hanks. Gear Hanks.
Gear Hangs. Gear Hangs! Gear Hangs.
Here we
Welcome
go.
back, everybody.
10?
Oh, man.
It's lit.
I tried.
Alright, so we got it on, are we good?
Yeah, we're on.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, let's
Hear the
roll.
amp.
Yeah. Sweet, y'all. Gear Hangs episode 4, as just mentioned. We obviously are not on the Gear Hangs couch today. Today we are in
Not on the Gear
a
Hanks couch.
remote location somewhere in Nashville. And we've got a special guest with us here, Mr. Todd.
Hi.
Hey.
2018, May, what is it, 20?
21st.
I don't remember.
3 days after my birthday.
Hey-o!
In my mid-30s.
Let's go. There's so many tabs.
Yeah, you never know. They're going to need to Y or AB into a Y or AB.
Let's do another one in case you just, I don't know.
You gotta run it all through that looper too.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Thanks for coming to my place. This is my converted garage.
To a studio.
We'll do like a little cutaway with a slow pan of the gear if you want to.
Oh yeah, I got that.
We already
stuff,
got
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Okay.
We got that beautiful.
Yeah, it's quite the room here.
I
The
think
color,
I got all the embarrassing things out of here.
dude, the color in here is awesome.
Thanks. This is
See
all
from
my
the-
wife. Not all of it, but like the colors.
Yeah.
I don't care about
Cool.
decor until it's like done right, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Totally.
But when we moved in, it was like a depressing. There were shelves on the wall. It was just a garage for like storage, and I was very bummed out. And my wife was like, just give it a chance. Okay. We stripped everything out, repainted. And I was not sure about the black ceiling, which you can't probably can't see on camera, but the ceiling's black and it's nice. It's a nice
It's a good
contrast.
touch. Yeah.
I thought it was blue. Because it looks like a dark navy blue because of the sky coming through that window.
No, it's how much more blacker could it be? And the
Yeah.
answer is none. None more black.
None
None
more
more
black.
Sweet man.
Oh my gosh. What are we drinking today?
Oh,
I just got this Hero Topo Boy.
It's a Topo
a
Boy.
couple Chicos surrounded by a coffee soda.
Heyo.
Yeah, I went to Steadfast the other day and they were out of coffee soda.
What?
And not only that,
Wait,
but
like out in the cans or like?
both. And they were like out all week.
Oh, brutal.
I was,
Oh yeah, this is important. Where can we buy the cans? Is it only at Steadfast? Can you buy them anywhere else?
I'm not sure. I haven't figured that out yet.
I was in Chattanooga and they said they had them at Whole Foods.
Okay.
Like at the Chattanooga.
Like at the
Whole Foods or
Chattanooga
just
Whole
at
Foods.
Whole Foods.
So it might be at Whole Foods.
Dude, that'd be lit.
Well, PSA. Where am I looking? Oh, it's right there.
It's like
That's a phone. PSA.
It's not big.
Coffee
Yeah,
soda.
it's a big camera.
Coffee soda is wonderful, and coming from someone that really doesn't like coffee, myself, I'm obsessed with coffee soda. So go get it. What is this, Matchless, that we have around here? It's called Matchless.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like
I
that.
think Crema's got one too. That's like a Coke or Dr. Pepper based, but
Yeah.
I don't love it.
Coffee's kind of like the new crack cocaine for studio life, right? What they used to do in like the 60s and 70s in studios.
They would do lines of Coke off
Yeah.
the,
Coffee is the new Coke, right?
off the
That's
with the console. They were just
I mean,
like,
really, every studio at this point runs on coffee. I mean, I'm sure people still have drug problems, but
Yeah.
not me.
Well, yeah, no. I mean,
But I swear, any studio that I've been in, it really revolves around like coffee
and
breaks.
it's getting just as
Or
expensive
coffee
as
runs.
drugs too. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly.
I've tried to get into it and I can't. So like, I have to have my alternatives of. Like there's vices, such popular vices that I just don't get into, and people will take like cigarette breaks, and I'll just go outside with them. I used to just mock them and do push-ups. Like, and they're all out smoking cigarettes, and I'm getting stronger and they're getting weaker. But I stopped doing that. And I tried. I just don't like them. They're terrible. Same thing with coffee. Like, it just tastes like dirt to me. And I was a barista. Like, I gave it a shot. I was a barista for a year or two.
Didn't know that.
Where?
Yeah, in Springfield, Missouri, where I lived a long time.
Pre or post Jimmy John's?
Right after Jimmy John's.
Hey.
Yeah. But yeah, so many studios. It's just coffee city. Just cups everywhere, like a graveyard of coffee cups.
Kind of into that.
So I guess my studio doesn't run really on any vice, I guess.
Just like pure
Pedals,
inspiration.
I guess pedals.
Pedals
Is the vice. Actually, that's not true. These tea tree therapy toothpicks. That's what my studio runs on.
Mint toothpicks.
These are also great. They have cinnamon and mint.
This is awesome.
But yeah, that's like, don't you find that to be true? Like, at least the engineer, whoever's running the studio, they're either having like coffee breaks or cigarette breaks, or like, it's just comes with the territory. If you get around the studio, like, it's like you gotta be doing something with your hands, or like.
Always. David's studio is Topo.
What?
At David's studio in Franklin, we're always drinking Topo Chico.
Yeah.
That's why it got spilled on my amp.
Well,
because we all had Topo Chicos.
And that 4115.
That's like the healthiest
things.
studio vice I've ever heard of.
Topo
Chico.
Yeah.
Although there's got to be some converted LaCroix studios now.
Probably.
I'm sure. If you can't get Topo, it's probably LaCroix.
Yeah.
Probably up north.
It's a sad place up there. Anyways. Gear Hangs.
Gear Hangs, here we are.
Thanks for being here. Wanted to start, I guess, and just have Todd sort of introduce himself, what he does, projects, or kind of what he's involved in, and then we can kind of dive into some of the more gear-related stuff in that territory.
All right. I'm Todd Gummerman. My main gig is keys and guitar for the band Mutemath. And we're on a little hiatus at the moment, so I've been working on this really talented girl named Ellie Schmidley. And her EP just came out. I got to produce it and play a bunch of stuff on it. Gideon was on it.
Was that like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it just came out like May 11th.
Oh, yeah.
And it got some sweet features on like iTunes and Spotify. Some nice banners. So check it out. She's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I kind of just produce and do the Mutemath thing when I'm doing that. When I'm home, I'm taking care of my new daughter. She just turned 1.
That's awesome.
Woo!
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's
And
my life.
how long have you been in Nashville then?
I think 3 years.
Okay.
When I joined Mutemath like 7 years ago, I was in Springfield, Missouri. That's where I met Darren. And as I was joining, I was kind of like, am I going to have to move? Like, they were all in, well, I thought they were all in New Orleans, but they weren't at the time. And they were really spread out, and they were like, it doesn't even matter, we just fly when it's time to do stuff.
Yeah.
So when I joined, I think Paul was in New Orleans. Darren was in Texas, that's right. And Roy was here, maybe? So when I joined, we were in 4 different states.
Well.
And I was relieved I didn't have to move, but I kind of ran out of opportunities in Springfield of side stuff. Like when I'm not on the road, I was trying to scare up work, and it was just like pulling teeth. I'd like called every studio in the phone book, Facebook, whatever, and just could not scare up work. And so that was part of the reason I moved here. Just there's no shortage of people to collab with. Yeah, which has been fun. That's how I met Gideon. Just awesome people.
The old interwebs.
All around you.
It works.
Yeah, but I love Nash. Nash has been great. There's been a really, like, surprising camaraderie of, like, positive vibes when I'm, like, talking to people about projects or talking about my projects. Everyone just seems really supportive, which I was surprised at.
Yeah.
But to me, like, I could never do the LA or New York like hectic. I can never do that. It's way too stressful. So I really feel like this is, I mean, obviously a lot of people are figuring it out and moving here, but it still feels like it's a little bit of a secret of how like relaxed, but tons of work to be had.
Totally. Well, everyone here, I feel like, takes it so seriously, but I agree. I get that similar vibe that it's not very competitive, like, as far as, like, oh, if that guy wins, then I lose. And it doesn't feel that way, like, which is cool.
Yeah.
Granted, I've never done any of the LA or New York stuff, but it seems like this is sort of a secret religion.
I know. I like Nashville, but don't move here.
But don't move
Amen, hallelujah.
Dude, seriously.
Until we get some new roads, just don't move here.
Dude, they repaved 440. I know you never drive on it, but
Oh, that's good.
they finally did it.
Yeah, I just try not to go anywhere ever. So that's my solution to the traffic problem. Just work from home. Why doesn't everyone just work from home? That's what's gonna happen in the future. Did you guys see that Ready Player One movie?
Mm-mm.
Well, I haven't either, so I'm in the same boat.
So no, it's not.
Right, right.
But I read the book and I'm excited to see the movie. But it's in the future, and everyone's job is online because the physical Earth is just BS. It's just toast. So you wake up, you eat your cereal, and then you just log on, and everyone's job is online. So there's probably not a lot of traffic issues in that future. It's an awesome book, by the way. I recommend it.
Might have to check that out.
It's quick. It's actually, you guys might be a little young because it's a very 80s video game reference pop culture thing, which is what I grew up in.
That probably
You probably still get a lot of it. Huh?
probably won't get it at all.
You might.
Mr. Born in 96 over here.
Oh my gosh.
96, please.
82.
82.
Yeah.
Dang.
I know.
You're old.
I am old. But
But
I
happy
feel like
birthday, though.
I got decent genes. Like, I don't feel like...
Those are nice jeans.
Yeah, H&M makes decent jeans.
About the puns today, apparently.
What would you say your keyboard is? What's your go-to? Like, guitarists have their guitar, right? And I know obviously keyboards have lots of different sounds and different variations, but what's kind of your favorite go-to?
Yeah, is that in frame right there?
No, it's not, but
It's
it can
not,
be.
but it's.
This is a Hammond B3.
We'll get a little shot of that.
And photo?
Yeah, I'd like a little halo of my face cut out.
Okay, yeah, we
in the
can.
Leslie.
We can totally do that.
We'll get a close-up, yeah.
That, like, the B3 is like the king of keyboards to me because there's so many variations with all the drawbars and sounds that you can get.
Someone told me one time, I was in the studio last month working on something, and we had a keys player there, and he was like, I was like, dude, we should totally fire up the Hammond. He goes, I don't really know, or I was like, I don't really know what all the drawbars do, but he goes, I mean, honestly, it's just one big synthesizer. And I was like, okay.
Science.
Science, I guess. I was like, if you say so, sure.
I think if people, a lot of like people that aren't into gear are not getting any idea like what a B3 organ is really. So if you go online, if you go on Instagram and you just look at Corey Smith, which he plays with, what's that crazy? Snarky? Does he play with Snarky?
Corey Henry.
Corey Henry, sorry.
Yeah.
Corey Henry, my bad. Sorry, Corey.
He won't see this.
Yeah, he does. He watches it.
He'll probably see it.
He-
Look up Corey Henry. That's a good start. But the thing that got me on that was like Wallflowers, back when like Bring Down the Horse was new. Is that what it's called? Bringing Down the Horse?
I think that's right.
It's the difference in the one headlight. One headlight's got to be one of the best engineered, produced songs ever. Like the sounds are
That
just.
whole record was really, really good.
That got me really into B3. Bob Marley. A lot of the Bob Marley stuff has amazing B3. That's the king. It's really hard for me to pick one. Like sitting down at the organ is me. Sitting down at like a nice baby grand piano is hard to beat as well. But those are both like organic world. For like digital world, I did just pick up the new Nord Piano 3, and it has great. It's so hard to choose one, man.
Yeah.
I'm totally failing the question.
No, you're good.
I'll just pick one of each category. Is
Let's
that
do
okay?
it. That's great.
Okay. I can't even do that.
B3 or
B3, and then for synth stuff, like it's stupid because I can't even afford it. It's the Dave Smith stuff.
like the Prophet 6 or the
Yeah.
what's the other one? The Rev 2.
Yeah, just the sounds coming out of that are amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the world of synthesizer sounds is so endless that it's kind of stupid to just pick one.
Yeah.
It's like you would never settle for just one synthesizer in your studio if you can help it.
Even that Juno module that I stole the idea from you from.
Yeah, you did a really good theft job.
It was worth it.
Yeah,
it was so worth it.
It looks cleaner than mine.
But there's so much. I mean, not now. You had the new one done.
I did.
That was like really
I had
nice.
to keep up. Competition.
Every time I literally plugged it in the other day and was just tooling around with it because I hadn't in like a month or something, and I like moved like 3 faders and then it sounded like an organ, and I was like, moved one more and then it was like almost Rhodesy.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on right now? I didn't know what I did. It was just kind of there.
Yeah, you just made me realize like the original Juno 60. That's my choice for like non-organic stuff. We started using that heavily. Paul brought it in for I think Vitals, and it just I didn't realize how thick and like gorgeous the sounds are.
That's a great sound.
So that might be mine. The re-release is really good. It's just you don't ever A/B them because
It's like sad.
depressing.
It's super sad.
You just can't compare.
It's yeah.
But yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yep.
But yeah, running anything through pedals is what we like to do.
Yeah.
Or like amps. I have people online ask about certain sounds, and a lot of times the answer is just getting it into an amp, getting out of the box, getting like physical sound going. Because when you're like in the computer, even if you can make cool sounds happen with software, it's just not as fun.
Yeah.
Like turning the knobs, turning the dials, and the physical, like the inspiration of
Just
physical sound is to me so much better than moving a mouse. And,
I always had this dream of having like, for some reason, not even guitars, but more keyboards and like synths and stuff that are around where everything's like already patched in. I don't have to think about like do the work. I could just walk up, hit an on switch, and like
It's good.
hear it. It's here.
Yeah.
Somebody patch it into like whatever preamp you're using.
I've been to some like just depressing in a good way places.
Smokestack.
Yeah, Smokestack's awesome. Well, I'll tell you, like one of the best places I've seen. I got to go to Jamie Lydell's studio.
I haven't been there.
He's a regular reveler.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren let me tag along to like a little jam session there, and it's a really big room in his house, lots of windows, and the walls are just like stacks of synths, and almost all of them are like MIDI'd up to the computer. So even like old ones that aren't supposed to be, didn't have many, you can have them installed.
Yeah.
So you'll have old stuff that normally isn't MIDIable. Everything's hooked together. So like if you're jamming on like a Prophet or a Juno or like a Moog, and it's going great, and then he's recording it all as a MIDI track as well. So he's getting the audio and the MIDI, and so if you messed up, he can just be like, oh yeah, don't worry, and like go back in and like fix the notes and have it replay itself. And like all the automation, I think still gets stored. It's nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like the dream.
That's next level.
Yeah, I know.
That's super tight.
Yeah.
That's a really cool way of going about that. Because almost then, which now I'm at this like 50-50 thing on this where I'm like, do I want to make a perfect record? Or do you want to have a bunch of human error in there that kind of makes it?
Totally. Yeah.
It's like this weird conundrum.
That's a huge balance to make. in this day and age. So
Nowadays.
many records are so sterile.
That's why I love the Alabama Shakes record so much. Sound and Color.
Yeah.
They tracked it all to tape.
Yeah.
And there's like one solo where they're like bending the string, and when he bends back down, it's wildly out of tune, but
Yeah.
they kept it. And it's like, why did they leave that? It kind of hurts, but in like all the right ways.
Yeah, man.
It's tight.
I try to be careful about that. I think I've gotten like allergic to auto-tune. I just, once you've done it enough yourself, like you start to hear it in other records, it just turns me off to a lot of stuff. So I only auto-tune like when I really, like one note really bugs me. Or like, you know, it's just like, they had a great take, but it's just like, oh, these two notes. And I'm like, that's like, I'll just go in, like I never load the whole thing and just like select all, and unless it's just a demo or something. But yeah, airs, guitar airs, drum airs, it's just, it's so easy to quantize and chop everything. So tempting. But yeah, it just kills the life.
I agree with that.
And you've got, like, people are so good now at like playing beats on pads. You see all kinds of dudes on Instagram, and it's just like, wow. And part of the reason it's so great is like, there's the time, the human timing, you know? It's just like, yeah, you gotta have that. Yeah, you gotta have that variable in life.
Oh yeah, I agree. Hardcore on that.
I'm trying to think of what the most like chopped up album is that I still enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, it was obviously very like,
They obviously pieced it together.
that would be a good thing to try and pick. Like, I wonder where the line is for me of like, yeah, they did a lot of chopping, but it sounds amazing.
I feel like it would have to be like some newer rap record or R&B record where they, like, all of the grooves are cut like astronomically or something.
Right.
I don't know.
For me, it'd probably be some kind of like early 2000s like record that I have some kind of emotional connection to.
Oh yeah.
Totally overlooking how it sounds because like there's something there that like.
I know.
Like any of those like, what's that guy's name who did like every Capitol band from like 2005 to 2008, like he did 5 score on like a record. And,
Mark?
No,
that wasn't Mark.
He did some other stuff, but he did the Maze record and he did, gosh,
Like
Death
the
Cab's
pop-punk
record.
stuff?
What is that guy's name? I don't remember his
I
name.
don't remember.
But anyways, that stuff is so chopped, but I love it. I don't know why, but I do.
It was like totally appropriate. I guess that was like the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of tight.
Yeah, I think there might have been a window where it was more acceptable because it was newer.
Like when T-Pain was like at the height and it was, and auto-tune was everything.
Yeah.
Except T-Pain can totally sing. Have you seen that video?
That Tiny Desk, yeah.
Dude, he did a Tiny Desk
Oh,
concert.
really? No.
T-Pain can freaking rip some vocals, dude.
That's funny.
He's so good.
That is funny.
It's just wild. You're like, wow, oh my gosh. I don't know.
Do you feel like in that conversation of sort of digital versus analog, I guess, do you feel like the Nord, is it there, like on that same level of if you've got a Rhodes or a Whirly sound on the Nord, like, I mean, I guess obviously there's, like, I know a Rhodes is going to feel a little different, but like.
Oh man, no, it's not. It's not there.
Yeah.
I mean, the feel is so important. Like, I've got a Wurlitzer in the house. I think it's a 200A.
Okay.
And this has a really nice Wurlitzer too. It's more of just a convenience thing and a money thing of just kind of getting the bang for your buck.
Totally.
Like my computer, which is, you can't see, but it's a laptop and it's 10 years old. It's a 10-year-old Mac. And I don't upgrade it. It's like stuck in 2008.
Yeah.
It's on Cubase 4. And so like I'm tapped out on like software for like any of the awesome software keys I couldn't even install.
Omnisphere and like
Yeah,
Escape,
like,
all that stuff.
right, yeah, like, so after a while I realized like, I don't know, I'd really rather invest in hardware, especially now that a lot of hardware is upgradable,
Yeah.
than a computer that is gonna die and I'm gonna have to reinstall it and re-license it and like play that. Like that game is really depressing to me. To like have something that everything's paid for, and then 5 years later it's just like you gotta repay for everything.
Well, now they're doing all the like, you know, subscribe to Pro Tools and pay 40 or 50 or whatever a month and get the bundle. And
oh yeah.
it's like, but then like I'm not gonna stop using Pro Tools, you know. So it's like you're just
Right.
gonna pay on that forever.
Right. Yeah.
Freaks
It's an investment. You know, do your hardware. Like this is my first lunchbox. It just investing in hardware to me is totally worth it. Like it's gonna hold value if you decide to resell it.
Is that your first lunchbox? Don't
yeah,
lie. I know you had a Scooby-Doo one.
Nice, kid.
Bam! Got him.
I did not see that coming at all. I do have a little lunchbox container for that Korg Volca. I made like a little Chippendale lunchbox case for
yes.
that. I don't know where it's at, but
got you. Sorry, that was too easy for me.
Yeah, so
But it's tight.
Dude, that hand is spooky.
I mean, there.
I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Maybe if it's just like a little hand out of
High
it.
five.
Hey, man, dude.
I mean, software's gotten scary good, so I'm not knocking people that. I mean, it's just like, I never thought like brass and strings would be hard to tell apart from the real thing.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like strings, I thought would be one of the hardest things to sample, and people do it. Like it's hard to tell what's real anymore. That's crazy to me.
What's funny to me, like along the same lines, is that if you hear a mellotron on a record, you know it's a mellotron.
That's true.
Even though it's samples.
Yeah.
Or like digital remix of the same samples that they did the tape years ago.
Right.
But just like crappy samples that sound good.
Yeah, it's just got that warm, quirky warble to it.
Yep. Anyways.
Yeah.
But sampling, amazing.
Yeah, it's out of control. It's put a lot of people out of business, I think. Everyone's just like, you don't need to hire anyone. Just like you can do it. If you can play keys, you can play the whole orchestra.
Mm-hmm. Or you can at least write the orchestra.
It's good and bad. I mean, I did a string arrangement for one of Ellie's tracks that I was just talking about. Wild as the Wind. It was a cover. You played. Gideon played a great steel solo on that. And it's actually my first string arrangement that I've like notated and written out. Because I can play decent, but and I could have done the software thing, but I just kind of mocked it up in software, and then I hired a quintet, and it was one of the most exciting, like satisfying things I've ever done in the studio, to have just like an idea, like a rough idea, and then chart it out, write out all the parts, and it's all like in theory. It's like this should work, you know, and you got like a crappy MIDI version, and then for that to go to that, and then you're in a room. We did it at Jeremy Larson's place, and it just explodes and like comes to life, and the players are great.
Yeah.
It was so satisfying.
I love that.
Yeah. So, as good as they are, like the overtones and like synergy of people playing together, like that's never really gonna go away.
Yeah.
That's never gonna be replaced, which is comforting.
Totally.
You know, like a good rhythm section in the same room.
Yeah.
Like you're never gonna beat that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
What's interesting about I was talking to my wife about this morning actually, about how even like 15 years ago, like what people are able to do in like bedrooms and tiny garages like this nowadays versus, I mean, right before the turn of the century, it's just insane how fast and far this stuff has progressed. And now I've got a little box that apparently, you know, emulates inputs on different things. It's just it's insanity. Like,
Yeah.
but it's cool.
It's kind of tight. It's kind of impressive how quickly a song can just like be made in a small room, and then overnight it's halfway around the world and has 500,000 streams.
I just wonder, like, it's easier than ever to make music, but is there more quality music being made? now than ever before. I don't know.
There's a lot of it being made,
There's
that's
a
for
lot
sure.
of it being made.
Never be able to listen to it all, there's just too much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we dive into
Yeah, I was about to say, we should
sound
run some
stuff?
playing.
That'd be cool.
Tweak around.
Yeah.
I hooked up a few pedals for you.
Let me plug a cable into that that 57 you've got on the
Yeah.
I can run it into
We're gonna
Oh yeah, you have one.
switch sides. Whoa!
Yeah, dude, I've been leaning back this whole time, dude. Like holding onto my knees.
I just
trying
forgot
to keep
that-
myself up.
Had wheels, so just like flew. Not shady at all. Not shady.
Yeah, those used to be broken, and then they got fixed.
What's it called now? It's not the paint.
It's not. I was gonna say this is my comment I was gonna make earlier. I was like, do you think now that they got sued by somebody and they had to rename it to something? Yeah, it's like the pink cat or something like that. It's something weird. But they had to redo like all the branding for it, and I'm wondering if those in particular are gonna be like thrown up on Reverb for
It's like,
thousands.
they
of
probably
dollars.
are, but dude, it's the same pedal. I'm so tired of all this.
I know.
These hyped pedal prices.
It's just like a cosmetic thing.
I just hate it. It might be a bit
Yeah, right now this is just the Pink Panther. I don't think anything else is on. And we're running a Tyler amp, which is the PT14, I think,
Mm-hmm.
which I love. Does this guy work? I can't remember if he's working. Oh, I did that one backwards.
Did you wire it backwards?
I think, yeah.
That's annoying.
Can we pause?
Yeah, we just fix it.
We're gonna expose you to the internet.
Expose!
I know how to read, guys.
No, you're right. It
I
says
have many leather-bound books just out of frame.
Whoa.
many leather-bound books.
It's nice that some pedal companies, like, they figured out, like, you might put something in wrong, so it still works if you do it backwards.
Totally.
Or if,
Say,
like, or if it stops working, like if it breaks, it'll still pass signal. Like, thank you to
Thank you, all pedal companies.
whichever,
bypass.
yeah, whichever
Thank
pedal
you for
companies did that. Thank you so much. All right, are we in? Wow, that one, maybe that one's just not working. That's all right. Let's do. Where's that? Yeah, I gotta show you this mine shaft.
Is that reverb from Swindler Effects?
Yes.
A link in the description below, most likely.
Feature reverb affiliate, maybe?
I think so.
Okay. Am I backwards? Maybe it's just me.
I think you broke him, Todd.
Maybe I don't know how to read. Is your volume on?
No, I'm not plugged in.
That's part of it.
I was like, man.
Pretty good, Gideon.
Hey, you unplugged it. Don't look at me.
That's true. That's true. So it was a team fail.
Team fail.
Alright. So I did do it right. And
We should just probably put these right there.
and that fuzz
Yeah.
probably does work
You probably need like an A/B switch right there, maybe.
then. Yeah, you never know.
You just want to like load that stuff right there. That's great.
Okay, so alright, hold on. Let's show people. Alright, this is the mine shaft. And you can do a little zoom, like a little wavy dream sequence of like a picture of this. So my favorite thing about this is you can make it feedback by holding down one of the pedals. Anyone that knows our music and Mutemath, like, for that to be an option without like bending down and ripping a knob back and forth, just to be able to hold that down is huge. Because that happens in a lot of music where you got a nice little part, and then there's a tiny section where you want like freak out, but then you want to get back to the verse or whatever.
Like real quick.
So the L cap does that too, you know, the tap switch.
Yeah, I've seen that on a few now. The ARP 87 does that too.
Okay.
It does?
I
totally didn't know that.
I know, I tried telling you that. And, or actually, no, I was telling Scotty from Colony House.
Oh, yeah. I totally, that's, oh my gosh.
Yeah, for people that don't read the manual, I'm a manual guy. I think some people are not manual guys. They just figure it out.
Time out.
You are a manual guy.
I had to open them. Okay, I'm kind of not, but I had to the other day. I was working on like learning a Chase Bliss pedal, and there's so many dang dip switches on the back of it.
Yeah, you showed me.
And I was just like, there's like 18.
So many.
See last week's video.
Shout out.
Dude, shout out. Always. Shameless self-promotion over here. That's super tight though.
Yeah, the ARP 87, it like automates turning up, I think, a similar thing that the Mineshaft just did, but actually ARP 87, I think they sent it to me right before last fall tour, and that's like one of the, it's, for my tour board, it's so difficult for me to swap out a pedal, because we have 4 or 5 albums that we're spanning, and there's a purpose like
For each
thing.
thing.
You cannot like just have a BS pedal on there. And as soon as I tried it out and saw the features, I was like, I gotta fit this on there. I gotta figure out how to get it on there.
Did it take the place of the DE7?
No, it replaced the carbon copy, which I like the carbon copy a lot, but the features on the ARP 87 just, it really outweighs the carbon copy.
We gotta get you a fat one.
What's that?
Their reverb. It's like the same. Jason knows. It's like the same footprint as the ARP 87, but like the same vibe. So it's got the 4 different reverbs, and then the secret function, and there's a hold switch where it goes on forever.
That's nice.
It's I borrowed that right before tour. I played on and wrote some parts for that band for their new songs, and now every time I play with them, I just don't have that pedal, and I'm just like, I have to get it.
Yeah, it is really good.
Yeah.
I finally put it on my steel board. Now I can't take it off.
I know you will give it back to me.
I can't give it back. It's too good.
Yeah.
It's taking the place of the RV5 real quick.
But dude, the RV5.
RV5 is a classic, but
It makes me think of the James Duke thing every time. Whenever I hear the RV5.
the low modulated. Oh no.
No, the Trolley.
Break it, I promise.
I still have some Boss. I still use a pitch shifter or a super shifter, and my dude pedal is a DD5.
Dude, the dude pedal, the dude abides.
That's funny.
Dude abides.
Dude abides always.
I should show that because it's my wife helped me design it, and she's a pretty good designer. Not that she didn't make up the dude, but it's
Oh, you have an actual DE7 on there.
I have a bunch of D7s. I had to get the Cat one worked on, so I threw on an OG.
Is it working?
Yeah, the Cat one's working.
Hey. Oh, you fixed the knob.
Yeah.
It was so janky when I used it.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
I don't care. I was so nervous I was gonna break it.
Yeah.
So I was sitting here, I was just like, ripping on it.
Yeah, that's what happens. Gideon sat in for me when my only daughter.
Your only daughter.
When my daughter was being born, and he got subjected to some of my crappy pedal board gear.
I mean,
When it's your board, you know the pitfalls.
I know anytime my board has an issue, I know exactly where it is, and I'm like, it's this. I touch it, it's fine. It's just one of those things.
I don't. That's a gift. I don't have that gift.
Well, most of the time, it's just like a cable,
Yeah.
like soldered thing.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about cables then.
Cables.
That's an exciting topic.
Cables.
For people that watch Gear Hangs, it probably is kind of a topic they would care about.
I think so.
What I'll say is, I've dabbled with different cables. For me, the thing that has totally worked the best is the lava, like the soldered lava. I tried the do-it-yourself thing, and it just doesn't hold up on the road.
They don't hold up at
It's
all.
just way too much bouncing around in the trailer.
Yep.
And it was so many headaches. Like, I think it probably took like days off my life of just the stress of the cable going bad during a show. But once I switched to their soldered ones that they make there, fixed length or whatever, I haven't had one go bad.
That's good.
Yeah, like my whole board has those purple Ultramafic, I think is what it's called.
Ultramafic. That's a name.
Yeah,
Dude,
everyone knows Ultramafics.
Yeah, of course.
I had the same exact experience. Though.
Yeah?
I was using the do-it-yourself ones.
Yeah, well, it's so
I just
convenient
kept getting
in theory
there, yeah.
of just like getting your lengths and having
Totally.
everything nice and clean and not having to solder because I hate soldering. I think it would work great for someone that's just leaving it at their church or studio.
Yeah, something like that.
Boom.
But yeah, if you're on the road, man,
Yeah.
you gotta have something soldered.
Mhm. For
Uh,
sure.
Oh, I will also give a shout out, not to patch cables, but instrument cables. Were you there when those dudes showed up?
Oh, Runway.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Runway Audio?
Mm-hmm. Both of our boards, we use all their cables.
Okay.
Like exclusively. Yeah.
Were you there
Yeah,
at soundcheck when they came in?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We were training Gideon. So were you the one that hooked us up with them?
Yeah.
Okay, so Runway Audio dudes come in, and it's like, that's a pretty ballsy situation for like a cable company to come in to where you're practicing and like just plug in and just be like, do it. Like that's a ballsy product move.
It just sounds.
No, but yeah, that's what I was gonna tell people. Like, I've never like A/B'd a cable to be able to hear that big of a difference.
We heard it real big on the roads.
Yeah,
It brought back like this sparkle that
yeah.
it was just good. It
Yeah.
was phenomenal.
The high end was like cleaner and brighter, and like there was a little better low end. So we heard it on guitar, we heard it better on roads, and I was comparing it against, I think, Lava, like I was pretty sold on, like just the guitar cable. And so Lava's got a pretty good rep for being really high quality. So to like A/B it against a really good cable and to hear the difference was like, okay,
You're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
gotta get a couple of these
Dude,
for.
the hype on those is real, for sure.
It is super real. I tell everybody about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're like part of their spiel, like at soundcheck, was just like, this is the highest possible like scientific capacitance ever, and just like, okay, like let's just plug it in.
Let's just practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude lived in my dorm
I'm
at
shocked.
school freshman year, actually, Austin. Yeah, he's always
Super
hearing
nice guy.
about that stuff. It's cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I still struggle with in theory of the weakest link. Like, you're only as strong as your weakest link in your chain.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be talking about how your studio's wired, or just your pedal board, or like your XLRs. Like I struggle with like, oh man, should I be upgrading? Like, there's definitely a balance of like, I gotta write some good parts.
Yeah.
I gotta get some good tones. But it matters, you know, the mics, the cables. So like, I've tried to be somewhat thoughtful as far as just like, yeah, if you have like thousands of dollars worth of pedals and like really nice, like you get it custom wired up, and then you just use like a crappy cable to your guitar, like you're kind of negating a lot of that, of what, you know, your tone's gonna suffer.
Pretty much.
It's like that in the studio too, though.
For sure.
Like the chords that go to my monitors, like I think what am I using?
Yeah, I switched to runways for
We
those
did,
too.
yeah.
That's my next move.
So I don't, yeah.
Actually.
I don't run XLRs, I run quarter inches for mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, instantly. I heard. And I was using.
Same thing.
I was using like, I think I got 2 free quarter inches with a pedal that I bought in high school or something for the longest time. I was just using those because like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And like put those runways on and dude, everything was just crisp.
Just lit up.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really, really tight.
I
Yeah.
recommend
Plug in some companies.
it. It's
Hey,
straight up.
I really want to show off your piano skills.
My piano skills.
This man is great at guitar, but he's a better keys player. Homeboy rips.
We could do a little something. I'll probably do it on the Nord. I like.
This is cool.
It's cool that that's.
I like writing on this, but the tone is very specific.
It's very. Wolfpack has done this now where they tour. It's a CP70, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Wolfpack woo, come on. Wolfpack tours with a CP70 now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Anytime it's on a record or like,
you can just tell.
you hear it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a CP70. And I feel like U2 used to use one on the road. Yeah, they show up in weird places.
B cameras.
Yeah, maybe we can. What should we do here? Take off my Band-Aid. That's what I'm gonna do. Sweet gear move.
Oh, dude.
I've been working on
A
like
little zoomer of
this
that.
sweet
Yeah.
Band-Aid trick for guitar,
Yes.
like softening your fret noise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the onboard effects on the Nord stuff is pretty exciting.
The verb is super nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it's got so many good things, man.
It's so stanky. It's so good.
Yeah, that speaker's actually busted. That's
Oh, it is?
the
I was wondering what it was.
I've blown the low end on that. Some of the pads are decent. There's this mellow upright. So if like, yeah.
The mellow upright and I think it's called the Rain upright piano are phenomenal. The Rain one sounds, it's like just slightly out of tune a little bit, but like in the best way.
I don't know if I found that one. So what should I play?
It sounds like the keys they used for that Ellie video we did. Where you
Oh yeah, that James Taylor song.
did.
That was nice. That might have been.
Something like, yeah. good keys.
Dude,
Like,
honestly,
it's just one of those things that's just there for me.
Me too, man. This little riff is a guy named Chris Merritt, and this was a song that he wrote. He's probably my favorite songwriter ever.
okay.
That one that you were just playing?
Yeah, he wrote this song for like a college assignment. Just
Really?
like, okay, write a pop song or whatever. And I think he kind of, I'm not sure. I think he's a little like, it's like a little bit of like the Creep effect of just like, he didn't want people to take it seriously, but that's like a lot of people's favorite songs of when I show him his catalog. So to him, it's kind of like not what he wants to show people. That's one of the first ones I show people. Actually, let me see if there's a... That's got like such a water sound to it, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Then you just rip into some church music right there.
But yeah, it's got a...
Float, man.
Oh, thank you.
Taps.
Those little guys are fun.
It's a pretty good range of like...
I'm gonna have to remember Studio Grand too. That's not amazing.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I always keep going back to the rain piano because it's just.
Do you
it's
know
so
where
simple.
that's at?
I don't know if it's on there. I know it's on their website.
Oh, okay. I haven't done that yet. I haven't gone onto the website. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so easy and accessible to get all this stuff on there. The Duke. It's so dope. These are riffs into the Pink Panther real quick.
That's a nice sound.
Yeah, it almost nails it. Yeah, it's incredible.
Oh, I blew the...
There you go.
Nice.
Is that tremolo on there? Come on.
That's kind of
Come on, somebody. Dang.
Oh, okay. I always like, I never know what to play when someone just wants me to like show them some keys. But
Like, honestly, same.
I'll do, here, I'll just do a little Ben Folds. Listening to Ben Folds is like what made me want to get a Baldwin, and I still want to get a Baldwin piano. It's just for my whole life.
Does Ben Folds own a studio right now?
Probably.
I want to say that it was RCA. B.
That he owns a what?
I thought he owned RCA B.
Oh, wow.
That would be a pretty significant studio to know.
Somebody owns it.
I think Belmont owns it. They do.
The iconic RCA Victor Studio B? I thought it was Ben Folds' studio.
Pretty sure Belmont just work here, dude.
Dude, honestly, same. That's a verb on there.
It's a little verby.
It doesn't like, but it like almost didn't get in the way. at
No,
all.
it didn't. I was surprised. Yeah. His whole like a lot of what I really enjoy just sitting down and playing is just Ben Folds stuff.
Mm.
It's just so cool. That and like some Rufus stuff.
Anytime I get into keys, I think of what's his name? Super famous. Not Elton John, the other guy.
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I wonder what key that one is. Oh, that his what is it?
Yeah. It's so good.
That's one of the best keys tunes for my money in like history. It's just
It's
so
just there.
gorgeous.
Yeah. I'm so into that.
Yeah, and the progression, just key changes happening all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
Dude,
Word.
I love it. Thanks for having us out.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Thanks for being on the show. It's super nice to like
That's awesome.
not just be Jason and I sitting on the couch talking nonsense.
Yeah, that, dude.
That way I'll switch chairs here.
I'll have to do it again sometime, man.
Dude, yes. First guest,
Success, dude.
successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Thanks, man. Well, maybe next time we can play a little more music and demo the B3 or
Dude,
CP70.
that'd be tight.
Yeah.
Pick up some synths and fuzz pedals.
Yes. Yeah, we should do like
We should do like a.
musical episode of just like a demo episode.
Be fun.
We could do a little cross promotion. So that Ellie Schmidley record is called Blossom and Bone. Gideon's on several tracks. One's called Wild as the Wind. He's got a gorgeous steel solo
Thank you.
My dude.
that I just sent to him, and he just sent me back a couple options, couple takes, and I chopped it up a little
You chopped a little bit, but you chopped it in like the best way, and probably the way that I wish I could have played it at the time.
It's really just, I mean, I had sat on the song for like months, and you just did it in a few days, so
Hey.
usually the producer has a little better vision of the whole track. But anyway, he crushed it, so check that out. And then you also weren't you on something else?
I was on that. There's one track on the record where it was Ellie, Todd, Roy, and Darren went to the studio.
Oh, that's not out yet.
That's not out yet? You didn't hear it.
We cut this part.
Cut.
No, that's alright. That one's called A Place. That's we just haven't mixed it yet.
I thought it was on the record.
No. Because you played on top of that live thing, right?
I think so.
No, that's not out.
Hey.
I thought you played on something else.
I don't know.
Let's take a little time out and double check.
I'm not sure.
Can we do a Zach Morris?
What's that?
Time out. Also before your time.
I don't remember. There's one with a sick groove on there where I know it's Darren's playing because there's just something about the way the drums sound, and it's like, wow. Where he and Roy lay deep into the pocket, and it's like it's great. Have you listened to that yet?
Which one?
The Ellie record.
No,
dude.
Yeah, maybe.
He's like, this guy is the
This
worst.
podcast is over.
Yeah.
That might have been the only one on the record that you did, but I'm thrown off because I've hired Gideon for like several things.
Random stuff.
Highly recommend hiring this guy for just whatever he wants some help on.
Oh yeah.
So thanks for all your help.
Yeah.
And I want to come like do a little thing. I want to do a gear hang at your place.
Dude.
On the Gear Hangs couch.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was always the vision. 3 dudes in a tiny couch. You know? It's a real.
The couch is literally
It's very small.
like this is about how close we sit.
That's
on
a
the
good.
couch.
That's a good title.
It's great,
Yeah.
dude. 3 dudes in a tiny couch.
Yeah, that'd be great. Word.
Hey.
Sweet.
But, yeah.
I'd say that. That's that. Subscribe, like, do whatever that is.
Like
Best dad ever.
Best dad ever. Oh, dude, was that the birthday one?
Make babies, populate the earth, do all that good stuff.
Hey.